Cosmic News Network. First contact with Joshua Pert.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things I'm talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Poet. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. We'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. We'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause it's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand.
Good morning, Earthlings. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome back from the weekend. I hope you had a good time. So let's look at what we have to deal with today. We're going to start off with our astrology. Alright, today here we see a little moon sign in Taurus. That means our moon sign is in Taurus. Our sun sign is in Virgo. So we have an earth sign for the sun sign and an earth sign for the moon sign. So when we look at the elements we're dealing with, it's earth and earth. And if you think of earth in terms of, if you put it down to a word, you could say form. It's about the form of what all of the energy creates. You have the fire, the water, the air, and then the earth. Earth is the final form. So you have the final form of the subconscious thinking and the final form of the conscious thinking. They come together. Another way you could think of earth is practicality, because when we find a way to how to make the energies practical into life, and we bring them down so that we can make practical use of the fire, the water, the air, and the earth into some sort of usable form, earthly form that we can use. Okay? The tarot cards, Taurus is the card of the Hierophant, which is all about listening to the inner teacher. So in order to make things practical on earth, we listen to that inner teacher to help us integrate all of these other energies into what we're doing. Okay? And remember, the sun sign being Virgo. Virgo is a teacher. Virgo holds up the lantern high for others to see. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. We go down here. We have nothing in the way of triangles or squares we need to be aware of through the course of today. Our moon phase is 67% of the way full, making its way down to the new moon. The Mayan Oracle, we're at a 13-tone day. They're called the cosmic tones. They're the days where you jump off into the next phase. We're right here, getting ready to jump off of this wave spell to the beginning of another wave spell. A wave spell is a 13-day period of time, and the theme of that wave spell is all based on what is the very first symbol of the wave spell. In this case, it was the knight, the blue knight, and so we go all around, and now we're getting ready from this point to the eagle to jump to the next symbol, which will be the warrior. So the next wave spell starting tomorrow will be a wave spell of the warrior. But we're not there yet, so let's backtrack. Today's the eagle. The eagle's all about vision. The cosmic tone is the cosmic vision, so today would be called the cosmic eagle, and the guide for today right above it is the storm. The storm is gathering of energy, and then once that energy is gathered, is determine how we're going to use that energy once it's gathered up. We have the seed, which is a like-minded energy for today, which is about planting, flowering. We have the serpent, which is life force energy. That's our challenge for today. And our hidden power is our ability to understand the ideas of life and death, how those two are intertwined. The phrase, you look at all of this, it has a phrase, and the phrase is, I endure in order to create transcending mind. I seal the output of vision with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of self-generation. Jump over here to space weather. Our solar wind right now is 349.6 kilometers per second. Planetary K-index is quiet. We're between a 1 and a 2. More coronal holes that are in the developing phase here. So remember, coronal holes send solar wind out into the cosmos. Some of it comes our way, some of it doesn't, depend on a number of circumstances. But the possibility exists that we could get hit with some wind from there. M-class flare possibility is down 1%, X-class 1%, so everything's very quiet, and all the geomagnetic storm activity has dropped down pretty low as well. Alright, a little bit more update. This is Suspicious Observers Report for today. Here we go.
Good morning, folks. First things first, we have another Sundiving comet. This is indeed another one from the Kreutz family along the same pathway we just saw a Sundiving comet. This is something good to watch today. You'll remember the Arctic ice data page. To quickly review, around this time last year we saw a record low Arctic sea ice and a record high Antarctic sea ice. And you'll remember for the last few weeks, 2013 has been well below average, at least up north, but still nowhere near that record we were setting last year. Well, now the experts agree, saying that indeed the Arctic will not be breaking the records from last year in terms of ice melt and coverage. This video is from NASA, Goddard Scientific Visualization Studio, and it's linked below. You'll remember Taiwan and China on high alert for the second typhoon in a week. Pictures coming out of these areas put the Western world weather extremes into perspective. South of Mexico, the story stays. We don't expect a major event, but Baja, SoCal, and the Four Corners are going to feel this one big time. Top watch zone otherwise is Ireland and the UK. Power low all.
Wait a minute, I just realizing here we're looking at news from the 23rd. Hold on, let's see if we can jump over here and find something a little bit more current. My fault on that one. What do we got here? There we go. Alright, let's try this again. A little bit more updated.
Good morning, folks. Let's start with NOAA's Carbon Tracker YouTube channel. Longtime viewers of my channel, don't spoil it for everyone else. Indeed, CO2 is raging upward. Oh me, oh my. It would, however, be extremely helpful to see temperature curves alongside this, given how correlated we're told the two are in terms of climate change. Well, here you go. It's a few years old, but accurate, and all we need to see that, yes, human pollution has changed the CO2 situation. It's just that that's the exact time that we broke the correlation to temperature. Believe it or not, exposure of such misleading information is a crux of the counterstrike. Looking further ahead, Starwater Chapter 2 will hit the website end of September, building on our in-system examination in Chapter 1. But like this article, we'll be looking outside our system for water, where to find it, and what is its significance. Billy and Trev put this one on my list. Remnants of weakening Evo, reminding the Southwest how lucky they'll be not to take a direct hit. Fernan, officially formed in the Gulf, headed west but still sending rain east across Florida. Same story with the lows cresting southwest Australia, and they will stick mostly to the south as they head east. Euro lows are north of the continent and one weakening as it comes south. Italy, Greece, and nearby locations are still going to feel that one. Major high pressure pushing clockwise in the eastern states, helping to keep them drier, while the energy and moisture won't allow that where it meets the Evo remnants and causes problems all the way up into Canada. Insert disappointing solar flare comment here. The big sunspot incoming has remained calm, but we'll continue to watch as it turns in. Looking at 3 days of solar wind via SOHO. Density spikes abound, but no strong CME signature. Last 24 hours from ACE reveals the CMEs were either very, very weak or totally missed Earth. We did have some insignificant low-energy proton spikes, but nothing else. Looking at the simple satellite environment plot, we see calm conditions on the high-energy protons, the electron flux, the GOES magnetometers, and the KP index. The Indian Ridge continued its little uptick. We had another 4-pointer in California. As we see about half the time, this uptick rattles numerous unusual locations rather than creating larger magnitudes. Some locations very unusual. We continue to keep this watch high. Mercury and Sun geocentrically conjoined with Neptune opposed, all while Venus and Uranus are geocentrically opposed. We have a powerful coronal hole coming in on the north, 2 magnetic connections jumping there already. Red down south means it's one of the more powerful openings on the Sun. Earth is below long-term averages with only 1 6-pointer in the last 9 days. Watch score stays around 8, and we hope it's more of those location shockers rather than large magnitude. Tiny eruptive feature center disk. Won't be much of concern. No promises on that filament below it though. Eyes open. No fear. It's 6:55 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Be safe, everyone.
Alright, very good. So that is the report for today of what you're going to have to deal with as you go out and about in the world. Alright, so this next section, for those of you who are new to the show, after I do the weather, I like to do a theme for the week and start things off. So this next section is going to be our theme for the week. It's the subject of the Pleiadians, those from the Pleiades star system. So they are certainly one of our brothers and sisters that are out there. It's a place that I consider to be a home world. It's a place that there are many here on Earth consider to be a home world. So I know there's a lot of beings down here that resonate with the Pleiades, what they're about. So the first thing I want to show you here is I want to turn your attention to a website. This is called Pleiadians.net. This is a nice source where you can go, and they have some really cool sayings and things right up at the front. It says, "We come from the Pleiades, yet we exist within another dimension. We do not claim to have the ultimate truth, but we are here to help shed light on the truth. We are happy and excited that we have finally reached you. Awareness brings realization. Realization causes an awakening. Awakening will bring you to an enlightened state. In the light you will find the truth, and finally you will know that the power is within you. Love is the essence of all." So a lot of really cool things here, and if you go and look at some of these other links, you got the link of who are they. Gives a nice little description here. The Pleiades are a cluster of beautiful, dazzling stars located in the constellation of Taurus. With a telescope you can see about 100 stars. Without a telescope you can only see 6 or 7 stars. According to ancient legends, the stars are said to be sisters and the daughters of Atlas. The entire Pleiades cluster is actually in the eye of the bull in the constellation of Taurus. The 7 bright stars that helped guide Greek sailors are Alcyone, Merope, Seleno, Targeta, Stereo, Electra, and Maya. They have been known for thousands of years, surrounded by fascinating legends and stories even to this day. The amazing Indian Religious Freedom Act was passed in 1979. Amazingly enough, up until that time, Native Americans were illegally forbidden to practice their traditional rituals and ceremonies. You may wonder what Native Americans have to do with the Pleiadians, but the stories are in their legends, much of which have been encoded or kept secret or hidden. In certain Cherokee legends it is said that their people, originated in the Pleiades long, long ago. They claim to have come to this world as starseeds to bring light and knowledge. If the stories are true, then the modern-day Cherokee, as well as other Native Americans, and many of us with Native American blood, contain Pleiadian genes. Certain Pleiadians are highly evolved, more so than most of the human species. The Pleiadian realm is the next step or level in our human evolution. It is for this reason that certain knowledge is being given to us by specially enlightened Pleiadian beings. There are those that want to help us towards our higher spiritual destiny. These special Pleiadian forces reside at a very high frequency, that is lighter than what we know, and thus the term light is often applied. The higher and lighter the frequency, the closer to God, Source one becomes. Eventually all will become pure light at the center of creation, which is God or Spirit or whatever name you choose to call it. As we evolve, gaining wisdom and true understanding about our real essence, we begin to open up more to love and to feel our connection with one another in the universe. In the earth realm, love is only experienced and known at a low level compared to all that truly exists. The God-Spirit frequency is beyond anything we know. It is pure love, it is pure light, and as we strive to come closer to that center of creation, we will know love completely and totally in that light. Although in physical terms the Pleiadians are 541 light years away, they have learned to navigate other worlds, although not always in spaceships. They understand our fear of the unknown, and so they come to help in many ways that are non-threatening. They are coming now, sometimes in physical form where they can blend in, but most often through human consciousness. Their intent is not to harm us, but to help us evolve and develop. Alright, we got a bunch more here. I'm going to leave that for you to finish up. If we go here, we've got a couple other links. The Pleiadian realm, which is some more nice sayings that they have here. We the Pleiadians understand your fear of the unknown, and so we may come to help you in ways that are non-threatening. Despite what you may think you know or what you have been told, we tell you now that our intentions are noble and of good and higher purpose. We do not come in the darkness. We dwell fully in the light where all things are revealed. We are coming now, sometimes in physical form. We can blend in, but most often through human consciousness. So A lot of good stuff. Go through this page here. I'll have another website for you tomorrow. But what I want to get to now is I want to play this video for you. Barbara Marciniak, she is a woman who has been channeling the Pleiadian energy for a long time. Has written several books on the subject: Bringers of the Dawn, Earth, Family of Light. These are 3 of her books. If you haven't heard any of her material, you're going to hear it right now. And if you have, then you understand what a special treat it is to listen to the messages that come from her. Every time I have been in the room when she's done her channelings, it's amazing the energy you can feel. And if you've been in one of the rooms as well, you can feel the energy, and there's this vibration that comes over the room when she's doing her channeling, and it's very fascinating, very fascinating. So I think that she is certainly one of those who has provided a tremendous amount of information on the subject, which is why I'm going to play this for you. This is the first part from her book, Bringers of the Dawn, Teachings from the Pleiades. Here we go.
We are here. We are the Pleiadians, a collective of energy from the Pleiades. We have a long history. Our ancestors came from another universe that had achieved completion, a universe. You are simply working on a planet coming to completion, and we are here to help you with that task. This completion or transformation has been heralded by many for eons. It is an important time. What happens on Earth now will affect the entire universe. Our ancestors were some of the original planners of Earth, orchestrators who seeded worlds and civilizations with creativity and love. Because of their qualifications, they like to orchestrate worlds just as conductors love to conduct. Our ancestors are also your ancestors, and we like to call you our ancient family, as indeed you are. Our ancestors gave their DNA to the original planners, and this DNA became part of the DNA of the human species. A transition is about to occur, a dimensional shift that will lessen the density of the third dimension so that you will move into higher dimensions in which the body does not have such a solid state. You have come here because you wish to master the evolutionary process and be able to live with it. This is going to be very exciting because it means that you are going to function in many realities. There are multitudes of cultures and societies that exist throughout the vastness of space, and these societies and cultures have been on and off this planet from the very beginning. It is not just that we, the Pleiadians, have come to assist. We are only one grouping from one star system. There are many who have journeyed here for many reasons. The majority of the extraterrestrials are here for your upliftment, though there are also those who are here for other reasons. You are magnificent beings, members of the family of light, and you come to Earth at this time on assignment to create a shift, to make a change, to assist in the transition. Love is the key. Love is what makes up the universe. The present technology on Earth will only develop to a certain extent because mankind does not yet understand that love is necessary. Energy can take all forms of creativity, but when one is dealing with greed or hatred or any emotion that is not working towards light, one is only allowed to go so far. There is only so much information that is available to that sort of vibration. Love is the basic building block, so when one has love, all possibilities exist. Bringing back the concepts of light, which are information, and love, which is creativity, is the plan. It takes renegades like the family of light to come into a system that has been primarily dark for eons and change it. It is a vast plan you are participating in. All of you jumped at the chance to be here in such a challenging place at such a challenging time. You were certain you could do it. Also, You were told before you came here that there would be much assistance and that at different junctures of your development, different entities would present themselves upon the planet in different capacities to trigger you, fire you up, and remind you, not to do it for you. We are one of those triggers, a catalyst. When you hear the name Pleiadians, you feel a connection because we are assisting you in bringing your own information, your own knowing forward. We, the group that speaks to you, are intending to fill our own resume with some interesting experiences. When we first began speaking in 1988, our collective consisted of 50 to 75 entities, some physical, some non-physical, all Pleiadian. Our numbers have been growing, and our collective now consists of well over 100 entities from many different systems. We can now be called Pleiadians Plus. There are those in our reality who do not believe that we can accomplish what we have set out to do with you. They feel that we are taking too many chances and too many risks, yet they are sitting on the edges of their seats to see what will happen. We are here to assist, to teach, and to evolve as we go through this process together. We give our version of things only to bring you into higher consciousness. We do not wish to say that this version and only this version is how it is. This whole teaching is designed with a great purpose in mind, and the stories that we tell you are set up to take you to a higher plane of consciousness. That is our intention. We wish to throw out ideas for your consideration. We wish to encourage you not to get stuck on any one idea, and also to embrace what you are hesitant about or are fearful of. Realize that when you face the so-called dark portions or shadow portions of yourself, you are creating an opportunity of liberation for all concerned. This comes back to the first and final tenet: thought creates. No matter what situation you find yourself in, it is the power of your thoughts that got you there. It is also the impeccable belief that thought creates that will transform your experience and the planetary existence. You yourself chose to be here. You are on assignment to bring memory forward and to bring the value of human existence back to the forefront of creation. You are needed. You have been in training for this assignment for lifetimes, and you did not come unprepared. All that you need to know now is inside of you, and it is your task to remember your training. This is not a lifetime when you are going to be taught new information. As we said before, this is the lifetime when you are going to remember what you already know, and we are just here to remind you of it. That is part of our assignment. Humanity is an experiment. Humanity has been designed, as has just about everything else that exists within creation. Prime Creator began experimenting with creation a long time ago in this universe for the purpose of greater self-exploration, self-gratification, and self-expression. Prime Creator brought energies and essences of life, extensions of itself, into this universe, and endowed those extensions with the gifts that it had. Prime Creator said to these extensions of itself, "Go out and create and bring all things back to me." This was quite a simple assignment, was it not? These extensions of Prime Creator, which we will call Creator Gods, went out and began to experiment with Prime Creator's energy as it existed within themselves. They began to create their own hierarchy, which in turn created other hierarchies. Each succeeding hierarchy created another hierarchy to endow it with its own essence and to assist in the development of this universe. Eventually, in one of the galactic systems, a plan came together to design Earth as an intergalactic exchange center of information. It was an incredible plan. Earth was a beautiful place, located on the fringes of one of the galactic systems and easily reached from other galaxies. It was close to many way portals, the highways that exist for energies to travel throughout space. Some of the creator gods were master geneticists. The master geneticists designed various species, some human, some animal, by playing with the varieties of DNA that the sentient civilizations contributed to make Earth into this exchange center of information, this light center, this living library. The original planners of Earth were members of the family of light, beings who worked for and were associated with an aspect of consciousness called light. Light is information. The family of light created the information center they had conceived of. They designed a place where galaxies would contribute their information and where all would be able to participate and share their specific knowledge. Earth was to be a cosmic library, a place of incredible beauty that experimented with how information could be stored through frequencies and through the genetic process. The project of the living library on Earth was eventually fought over. It looked enticing enough to be owned by...
Alright, that's where this one ends here, but there's a lot more to this. There's 17 more pieces to this. Alright, so this will get you started on the Pleiades for today. Get you pointed in the right direction. You can follow the links from the website, firstcontactradio.com, and you can check out more, see the website, all that other good stuff. Alright, that's it. UFO News is up next.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
Alright, Dirk, thank you very much. Today, 5 stories. Story number 1, UFOs by Curiosity on Mars on the 21st. Amazing new footage found in NASA archive taken by the Curiosity rover. So, minute and 36 seconds here. Alright. And let's see what we have here. Alright, there's some images, and this one has the UFO in it. Looks like it right there. Oh, there it is, right out there. Okay, perhaps a grouping of them. Look at this one here. A planet like that, maybe, or is that something else? Alright, another image here. We could definitely see their shape to them. Alright, so that's our first story. Next we're going to go over to Mexico. This was a sighting that took place. That's what it looked like. And here's some more. It says UFOs are known as being in desert areas of the world, probably due to being low populated areas. This does not have a trail like a comet. The UFO was entering Earth's atmosphere and we caught it by accident by person. The lines, the glowing discs, all head, all indicate it's a UFO. Comets fragment off and don't keep a steady glow. Alright? And we even have here a video, 13-second long video. Alright, that one's moving across pretty good speed there. Alright, check it out, see what you think. Here we have another one up by the moon. Beetle UFO seen in Apollo image. Alright, there's our shot right there. This goes back to Apollo 17. Amazing Beetle UFO causes me to wonder, is this an alien entity? Look carefully, you will see a head, arms, and lower legs. This UFO was near Apollo 17. Astronauts took the photo. Possibly an alien drone sent to investigate the human landing party. Okay. Scientists assume they know what's out there, yet humanity doesn't even know half the creatures in our own oceans. The major thing that I've learned in this is if aliens exist, then anything is possible in the universe. Alright, so very interesting footage here. Zoom in a little bit more. Definitely something out there. Alright, I'm going to leave that for you to investigate further, put it on high resolution and check it out. Alright, here we have a UFO at the International Space Station. This was on the 23rd. This was near the space station a couple days ago. Clearly shows UFO with curved edges. The UFO was very close to the space station and must have been observing it for some time. This is the second UFO recorded on the ISS cam this week. UFOs show up to ISS like ants on candy. Okay, there we go, out in the distance right there. Wondering what's going on. But what's not happening in any of these footage we see from NASA? What is not happening in any of these things? Oh, no astronauts are being attacked. The ISS is not being attacked. There's no sort of evil, dark intent going on up there. So when you hear the stories about alien invasions, think about it. Realize that they aren't even bothering and invading and attacking those that are out in space. They're observing. Okay? So, again, you don't observe something and give up the element of surprise. You don't let yourself be seen so your opponent can build up weaponry against you. So the whole story they're trying to tell you about alien invasion is to scare you, to make you think there's something to be afraid of, which there isn't. And one last piece here. I'm going to play a little bit of this here. This was an old story of a message that was sent to space and a response that came back. So let me play a little of this.
Right behind me is Britain's largest radio telescope, the Chilbolton Observatory. And here it was that the greatest sensation in the crop circle history was to appear in the fields right in front of the telescope.
On the morning of 14th of August 2001, a formation was discovered which was different from any other previously seen. From the ground it looked like a tangled mess, wisps of crop spread around in no system. However, in the evening with growing shadows, a picture appeared, unmistakably that of a face. That picture represented a whole new technique, a screen technique, the same that's used for printing a picture on paper. 3 days later, the face was joined by something that looked like a data strip. Rows of counters made out of standing and flattened crop. But soon an astonishing similarity is discovered. In 1974, the astronomer Carl Sagan composed a message that NASA sent into space from the Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico. Binary figures which constituted a graphic code presenting key factors about humans and the planet we live on. 27 years later, an identical pattern appears in a crop field right in front of a similar radio telescope. However, on closer inspection, it seemed to show that the code contained some fundamental differences. Sagan's message explained our calculation system, the dominant chemical substances within the elements that create life on Earth, about our DNA code, humans' height and quantity, and that we live on the third planet in our solar system, and lastly, a sketch of our radio telescope. The message received described the same calculation system, but that silicon is most dominant in life forms in contrast to carbon. The drawing also clearly shows a humanoid figure with large head in relation to its body. It's also explained that they have an extra string in their DNA, are approximately 4 feet tall, inhabit the third, fourth and fifth planets in their solar system, and have a population of around 21.3 billion. Underneath, the telescope has been replaced by something more complex. 1 year earlier, a strange crop circle had appeared in the same place. Is this the same illustration as in the sender's code? Is this the correspondence radio telescope? If this is not an extremely clever and well-calculated joke conducted by humans, is it a serious response from an alien civilization?
Alright, so there you go. So I'm going to leave it there so we can move on with some more information, but get you started. Very interesting, right? We send a message out, got a message back. Check out the video for more info, and I'm going to jump away. Be right back. Stay tuned.
What if our government was responsible for some of the greatest crimes against this nation? Would you really want to know? These are big questions, but these questions deserve answers. It's time to demand
continue to move on here. Alright, first up, we're going to jump over to NSA. We know what the NSA has been doing. The NSA has been spying on Americans, but guess what? They have been spying, but there's been those who've been willing to give up information. That's what this article shows. NASA paid millions to cover Prism compliance costs for tech companies. So the other flip side of this is NASA paid millions, but then tech companies received millions from NASA. Top secret files show first evidence of financial relationship. Prism companies include Google and Yahoo. Costs were incurred after 2011 FISA court ruling. A national security agency paid millions of dollars to cover the cost of major internet companies involved in the Prism surveillance program after a court ruled that some of the agent's activities were unconstitutional, according to top secret material passed to the Guardian. The technology companies, which the NSA says includes Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, and Facebook, incurred the cost to meet new certification demands in the wake of the ruling of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. So folks, if you think that by being on the internet and that we have all good guys out there who are out for the best American interest and want to make sure your information is safe, think again, because the guys at Google and Yahoo and Facebook and Microsoft, they don't care. They just give your information out wherever they want to any agency that wants to spy on you. It's a crazy place we've gone to in this country, but that's what's happening, unfortunately. Now, we've talked about the BRAIN program, right? Obama announced the BRAIN program that he was doing. Then he put DARPA in charge of it, and then we've heard a number of stories about DARPA mapping the brain, wanting to learn more about the brain, going to put a brain in a robot, and so on. Here's something else along that line. DARPA wants portable brain recorders in every classroom in America. When DARPA issues a solicitation, they are looking for researchers who can develop the particular ability for solicitation calls for. Researchers respond with their ideas, and DARPA awards funding to the most promising proposals. A very creepy solicitation, SB 131-002, has now been released, which calls for a portable brain recording device and app. The thing is, the technology is already affordable. And if you like that kind of thing, but DARPA wants it to be real easy to get, so it's got to be around $30. They need someone who can make it small and cheap because, according to their solicitation, they want to promote use by a wide audience, including children. Alright, so not only do they spy on you, not only do the agencies that you're supposed to trust turn over your information, but now they want to put a gadget in the hands of kids that's going to record your brain activity. Why? So they could include it in their brain mapping program that they are doing so that they can put brains inside robots. Look, all you got to do is follow the pieces to this puzzle. It's not real difficult. Let's move on. The story is available. Now here's a story about CERN, which is quite interesting. We know about CERN and what they're doing with all of their Hadron Collider stuff. Well, this one here says CERN develops cancer zapping radio beam. Scientists at CERN claim to have developed a revolutionary new radiotherapy machine that can destroy the most aggressive tumors with its intense beam without harming healthy tissue. The miniaturized machine, created by the European Organization for Nuclear Research Physics Laboratory in Switzerland, allows more patients to have aggressive anti-cancer treatment without the harmful side effects. The machine could prove instrumental in cancer-fighting technology as it is more targeted, similar, and more cost-effective, the Daily Express reported. The equipment allows patients to recover faster and doctors to destroy more of the tumor, so survival rates are much better. This exciting opportunity is a fantastic way to bring this new treatment to more cancer patients, says Dr. Stephen Myers, Director of Technology for Medicine at CERN. The new device is the third of the size of existing machines and will also cost less than half the price. So we'll see how this one develops. Sounds interesting, but we've heard things in the past, and we've heard that certain technologies that are out there and medicines actually make things worse. So we'll find out, because again, unfortunately, this is coming from institutions that are connected with world institutions that are allowing spying to happen on its own people. So when you've got organizations that are doing that, it's sort of guilt by association. You have to wonder if these guys are equally up to the same amount of no goodness as the others. Seems like it probably is. All right, let's turn our attention here. Here's a piece that I found over the course of the weekend. I watched it. I want you to watch this. However, I'm only going to play a portion of it now because it's 1 hour and 23 minutes long. This piece is, well, here, let me show you what this says. It says, the courageous nerds are about to prove that NASA has been lying to the entire world yet again. Let me play just a little portion of this here. What they're going to show you is the relationship between Comet Ison and Nibiru. Turns out the Comet Ison is not a comet. We have combed video evidence for both ourselves and others to prove that Comet Ison is the second sun known as Nibiru, or Planet X. Here we go. Let's watch some of this.
When NASA launched the Pioneer 10 spacecraft in 1972, it attached to it a golden plaque.
With this plaque, Pioneer carries a message to extraterrestrials about its home planet. Its symbols show the radio signature of our sun, where our planet is located, and what we looked like.
As Pioneer 10 journeys on beyond the outer known planets, the data it is sending back is also being used to seek a possible 10th planet. Indeed, a March 1992 NASA press release stated,
unexplained deviations in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune point to a large outer solar system body of 4 to 8 Earth masses on a highly tilted orbit beyond 7 billion miles from the Sun. In the past 2 decades, astronomers have joined the search to look for one more planet in our own solar system. They designate such a planet, Planet X, meaning both unknown and 10th.
Alright, I'm going to leave it for you because it's a long piece. Once you start watching it, you're going to be very fascinated. A lot of good information here about the connection between Comet Ison and Nibiru. And when you get done watching this, you'll see that not only are they showing the similarities and where it's coming from and the descriptions of it, but there are old descriptions of Nibiru and old pictures that match some of the current pictures of Ison. So very interesting. Watch this piece. It's 1 hour and 23 minutes long. It's well worth it. Last week we did a whole thing on Nibiru. This ties right into that, and check it out for yourself. I think you'll find that there's something really interesting there. Alright, so let's turn our attention away from this now to something else. Lions, tigers, and bears. In this case, lions. Now, I want to show you this piece because this piece here is, well, it's humans and animals getting along together, and I wanted you to see this because it's one of these feel-good stories. So check this out.
And you have to see this video to believe it. What first looks like a lion about to attack is actually an African lion bonding with its rescuer with a hug and a kiss. This heartwarming footage comes to us from an animal sanctuary in Colombia. It seems the king of the jungle must have a soft side after all. Yeah, because when you first see that right there, you don't know what's going on.
She has a big kiss on him. Wow.
Right. She actually rescued him 6 years ago. He was found malnourished, so they're together every single day, and look at that. The love has formed, hasn't it?
See, I can't even get my dog to sit in my lap.
I'm sure you can.
Well,
see, that's pretty cool, right? Not all animals want to attack. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And if you look around, you actually find a number of videos out there like that where animals and humans are interacting in ways that are friendly. All right. Angel message for today. Let's check it out. Message is, know that we are with you. Just ask for and be willing to accept our help, and it is yours. Okay, nice message from the angel realm saying that they are with us. All we have to do is ask. Same thing with the extraterrestrials, and we might consider extraterrestrials and angels. Sometimes we hear that they are the same thing. Same message comes down, that waiting for us to ask for their assistance. And as we ask, they provide assistance. That's why people have sightings and different experiences they're having. The races that are out there are not looking to invade the planet. They're not looking to step in and keep you from using your free will. Because there are a lot of people who don't understand about the extraterrestrial situation, and maybe they're not supposed to. Maybe they're just supposed to get the lessons that are going on in life, and that's what's happening. The extraterrestrials that are there, that are benevolent for our benefit, they don't want to invade, they don't want to infiltrate, they don't want to get in the way of our learning process. They want to assist it in the best way possible. The moment that some sort of major disclosure happens, it's a game changer. Things change, and so they are waiting and saving that until the last possible moment. Nuclear stuff starts happening, believe me, you'll see them come down real quick to assist us in that problem if we start wanting to throw nuclear bombs at each other. So right now we just need to listen to the message, listen to what's out there, and if we need some assistance, ask. Simple as that. Just ask. Talk to the universe, talk to, to the angels and the guides around you, and they will be there to assist. Alright, here's a message for today. This is the Archangeloi of the Elohim. And this is...
Archangeloi of the Elohim, message for the 24th of August, 2013.
By Karen Doonan.
Beloved ones, we are the Archangeloi of the Elohim, and we come to guide and to support as we now undertake to expand and to anchor the light quotient across and within Mother Earth. We ask for you to breathe, beloved ones, and to anchor fully into Mother Earth at this time. The energies will now expand rapidly, and this may see many of you move into a kind of chaos, as your logical human minds will not readily accept the expansion of all levels of your being. This is why we ask you to anchor into your mother, for she can help to balance and anchor your human vehicle at this time. We guide for clarity that it is the human vehicle that may not respond well to the expansion of all, for the human vehicle has been kept vibrationally contained for eons. The energy that you are in truth fully accepts this expansion, for that is the very reason for incarnation. Those who are in place to further help the human race at this time will become very visible. We guide for clarity that all have left what our channel often refers to as breadcrumbs in order to help you remember at this time. There are no coincidences, all is expansion in order to grow at soul level. World events will now begin to unfold as the planet begins her expansion in truth. We guide again for clarity, beloved ones, that truth, justice, and the ability to feel truth will also heighten and expand beyond measure. This will allow for the rapid dissolving of the old 3D earth in truth, for it will no longer be able to hide behind the smoke and mirrors of illusion. At this time we send an influx of light coatings to the children of all races, realms who have incarnated in order to help the human race through the unfolding of the ascension process. We send our love to all at this time, and we guide further coatings will be issued in due course. The world may look similar, but it is no longer the world that any of you birthed onto and into, and this will be shown to you in Technicolor. Dream and be, beloved ones, for in your human form you were taught to place the dreams of your being at the feet of others. They were taught to trample over them, believing the teachings of the old 3D earth that these dreams were something to be feared. They are to be honored, beloved ones, for the dreams that reside in the heart space are sacred. They are you in truth. We ask that you walk gently and lightly into the new earth in truth, and that you begin to breathe life into your dreams, for they are your gift to all at this time. We are the Archangeloi of the Elohim, and we walk with you always.
Alright, very nice message. Alright, so before we get into our meditation here, just a little couple of thoughts. As we are hearing these messages each and every day, we're certainly seeing a theme, right? We understand that there is a major change taking place in the universe. We're being told over and over from a variety of these messages we hear about this change which is taking place. And so we can either ignore what is being told, or we could pay attention that something is going on. Because not only are we getting messages from space brothers and space sisters that are channeled down to us, but we are seeing the earth changes that are going on. Earth changes that seem to be in synchronicity with our books of prophecy, Book of Revelation, works of Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce. There's a lot of synchronicity. So if indeed there really is a change going on, then it's important that we all get on page with what that change is. It seems that also, as we're learning, that things are accelerating. This comet Ison is coming through on October 1st. It's going to be passing by Mars. Well, there's a lot of eyeballs watching what's going to happen, how this is going to affect Mars. Strangely enough, prior to that, there's going to be some missiles that are being shot out in the direction of where Ison is. And strangely enough, on the 1st of October, the space surveillance grid is going to be shut down. Now, all kind of weird that all this is coinciding at the same time, so something is going on that we aren't being made aware of, or it's not being told to everybody. We need to pay attention. The 28th of November is when Ison is supposed to be making a zip around the sun, and at that point in time it's going to be returning back from the way it came. One of the challenges is that as it goes by, they say that we may get caught up in its tail, and its tail may be comprised of cyanide gas coming off of Ison. Well, that could be a problem. So again, something just we need to be aware of what's taking place out there. Doesn't mean any of these things are going to kill us or hurt us, because if we recall, and I'm going to do some stuff upcoming on the works of Dolores Cannon. Remember how she says our Earth is splitting into a third dimensional and a fifth dimensional Earth, and that by the end of this year we will have gone through that splitting? Well, that's part of the process that has been talked about for a long while, that there would be a shift in energies. There will be Earth changes, but those are happening on the 3D Earth. Okay? As things split apart and as our consciousness has an opportunity to decide, we can shift with the changes, and we can step away from all of those problems, or we can stay in the consciousness of all the problems and stay there. It's up to us, but so much of what we hear about and where we're going is all based upon our mindset, our consciousness. And so if that's the case, let's put our consciousness in the place that is going to help us. We've thought of war and we've had our consciousness of all that for a long time. Time to change the channel. Consciousness of evolution, the consciousness of divinity, the consciousness that we are beings of light, and all of those things are opposite to the consciousness of war and greed and money and all of those other things. So those are the things to pay attention to, especially in light of the fact that over these next several months we're going to be in some times that could be pretty intense. If Comet Ison does have some effects on this planet, could be intense. If Comet Ison happens to be Nibiru, as some think, it could be quite interesting on what's going to go on these next couple months. Disclosure could be a lot closer at hand. So let's just pay attention. Let's just track what's going on, keep each other informed as we hear something. Let's share it with each other, and just know that good times are ahead, but we've got to keep our focus on spirit. We've got to keep our focus on those important issues, all right? So, that in mind, let's get to our meditation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and exhale. Take another deep breath, exhale again. Now let's imagine all of the chakras are activated, and we'll start with the chakra on the top of the head. So imagine light pouring down into the crown chakra, and the crown chakra is violet. And imagine that light coming down in that violet color all around the crown chakra, and then just imagine the light making its way down from the crown chakra right between the two eyebrows to the third eye, and there the color is indigo. And the light continues to go down, and as it continues to go down, it gets to the throat area, and you imagine the color blue. And then the light continues to go down, and it gets to the heart area, and there the color green. And then this light continues to move down just below the rib cage into the solar plexus, and there imagine the color yellow. And then the light will continue down further to the belly button area, imagine the color orange. And then it continues down, finally reaches the base chakra, the root chakra, and imagine the color red. And then just the light passes on down into the earth. And there you are, connected energetically to the cosmos and to the earth. And all of this energy is flowing through you. And you see this multicolored energy. And you feel it moving through your body. Just take a moment to feel the temperature of this energy, all the different temperatures of the different colors. Feel the vibration that each one presents, for each one is different. Feel the way that the energy moves in and out each chakra, both clockwise and counterclockwise, as these are vortexes of energy. Now let's imagine from the heart chakra, imagine the color green and just see it expanding outward. Out of your body, filling the space around you, 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet. See that green color love go out and fill the room that you're in. And let it expand further out to your neighborhood. Further out yet to the city, to the state, to the country you're in. And let it go all the way around the world. And just imagine the world bathed in this green color love from your heart chakra. And imagine feeling the energy and the love being sent to you as others around the planet are sending this, just in the way as you are. And as we all are bathed in this love, allow this love to go and wash away all of the doubts and the fears, to wash away all of the misinformation and open your eyes to see clearly what is going on in the world. And let's imagine peace, the word peace, and let's just add that into the mix and send it around the world. And let's wish peaceful thoughts for everyone on the planet today. And let's wish the best for all of us. So let the subconscious mind continue on its journey now. Its journey of love, sending out love. And let's bring our conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1, coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Go ahead and take another deep breath. Exhale. And open your eyes. There you have it, my friends. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure to be able to do this show, and it's even more of a pleasure to get your emails and your comments and be able to communicate with you. So thank you very much. Let's just keep paying attention. I think we're in some really cool, interesting times right here. We're not going to hear about what's going on from our governments or our religious leaders or basically any leaders around the country. We have to take it upon ourselves. This is our mission. So let's go inside. Let's know what we need to know. Remember what we have to remember. And just lead the way. Lead the way with love, because that is what we're supposed to do. All the other stuff, it's just a distraction. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and information. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.